hidden cut. There's no comments yet. Hopefully you can see me. Hello everybody. I'm just trying to get the camera to work. I'm hoping you can see me, so I can't see you. I'm not sure where the... No, don't do that one. Dashboard.
Well, just now, actually.
Am I
You're
on?
live, you're live.
I'm live, but I haven't got the chats. Hello everybody, sorry, I'm just trying to find the chat box. Let's see if I can find my chat box. Manage the sound on device. Capture. Hello everybody, I'm just trying to find out where your words are coming from. I'm Deborah King, I'm a clairvoyant medium, work with the spirit world. I will be doing your readings for you. Oh, there we go. Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. And hello, Kelly. Thank you for having me. I can't see my picture, but I don't really need to see myself. It put me right off anyway. So I'm just gonna talk. I hope you can see me. Can you see me? Can you see me? Hi, Joe. Nice to see you, darling. I hope you can see me. Let me know if you can see me, because I can't see the video, but I'll have a look at it afterwards. I'm hoping you can see me. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, my darling. Right. As I'm linking in... Oh, good. Hello, everybody. As I'm linking in with the spirit world, as they're starting to draw close. Hello, Jackie. Oh, very quick now. Hello, Rosie. Hello, Kay. I got a lady coming in, and she's giving me a sensation within my tummy, and I feel this problem is in the tummy area. I do feel it's quite uncomfortable, but she's not giving me the full pain because she's such a gentle lady. I do feel that she's a mum, and I do feel that she's a mum's mum. She's talking also about liking the jelly sweets as well, but some people put the jelly sweets in. Hello, Karen. Nice to see you here, my darling. And hello, Jenny. Nice to see you too, my darlings. I know that she's taken me also to a farming setting, because I'm seeing chickens, and I'm also seeing people that would collect the eggs in a basket, and I do feel that this would also be used for home, but also taking them down to the local shop. I know that she's a very I feel she's quite a small lady. I'm about 5'7", and I feel like I'm smaller than this. I feel I'm about 5 foot. My back's a little bit uncomfortable, even with a slight bending over at the top here, because I'm slightly bending over a little bit. But I know the lady would not have would not have spoken very much. Quite a shy, very private lady. Hello, Amy. Hello. Is that Louise? Yeah, hello, my darlings. You understand this too, Karen? You understand this information, my darling? And so I do feel that this lady would have headphones. Okay, well, I'll put my headphones on. I don't know if it will affect the sound though. Well, you will love a message too. Okay, my darling. Let's see if it. I don't know if it will affect it, because I must take the it might take the sound off. I'm gonna try my microphone. If it doesn't work, then I'll take it out. I don't know if you can hear me better now. Can you hear me better now? I have got this lady that I've got with me. I know that she's given me these tummy pains, and I've said about the chickens. I know the chickens would have their own hen coop, not a hoop. She's talking about a hoop that would you would do, like, you know, when you have the hoop and you wiggle around and it goes round and round in circles as a child would do. I know that she's given me this. You can hear me now. You can hear me, Kay. But I am quite soft. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my sound up. Okay, turn my sound up. I hope that's a bit better. I know that these chickens that she's got, I know that the chickens, she would have had them like a small pen where they would be kept inside. I hope that sounds a bit loud, and I'll turn my sound up. And I'll try doing it another way on my computer. That's already on 100%. Okay. She's also showing me also a, oh that's good, thank you Kay. I know that she's given me a pain in my ankle and it's on the inside. Ah, thank you Melly. Thank you my darling Mel. That was lovely darling for letting me know. You can hear me now, that's good, thank you. Thank you Joe. I do see, I don't know if this is actually giving me the Fools and Horses free-wheel car, but I've just got in my head a picture of a free-wheeled car, so one of the Modern Reliance. So I know that they should either like Only Fools and Horses and love all that joy and that laughter, and that I know she'd like to have comedy. Sound is fine. Okay, thank you. And just because your voice is soft and calm. Sorry, the lady that I have is very calm, and I become the lady, you see. So it can become, I feel like I'm very shy, but I want to get to my, I do feel that this is looking for a lady, lady's looking for a lady. I do feel this even could be a grandchild, but I know that she's talking also about aches and pains the person has, because she's given me an ache in my knee and a pulled muscle going on my left leg going up my leg. So I know there's somebody here that has this problem. Please do go over and follow this page. Oh, thank you Kelly. Thank you my darling. I know that this lady would also have used a stick towards the end. I don't know if somebody here uses one of those pull along or push along walkers, but she's given me something that somebody who holds on to walk around. But I know that they also like to hold on to the trolley when they went shopping, and she would like to go to Tesco's. Okay, Tesco's. Okay. She would like to watch the birds too, and she would sit at the window and watch the birds coming in. And she's talking about a robin that you would have seen that would be within the last week, she's telling me. Okay. Okay. Okay, my lovelies. Kelly White, can you understand some of this, my darling? You can take some of it. Okay, but not all of it. Okay, Kelly. And you've got the stick, Kelly. Oh, Kevin, you've got the stick. Oh, okay, my darling. Would you understand that somebody that used to have the chickens, because chickens is very relevant, she brought the chickens in straight away, and I feel that the tummy problem could also be with you or somebody around you that has a tummy, an unsettled tummy. I do feel I'm quite drawn to Karen White. Would you understand that there's been a bit of an unsettled tummy recently? Finding it hard, something that you would have eaten would not have tasted as usual. And I just feel she's telling me that there's they didn't feel quite well after having something to eat. I know there's a little bit of a time delay before you answer. I know she's also given me, she would like her ornaments, and she would have quite a few ornaments, different sizes. There's also like a pony or one of those show horses. She's saying show horses. But I know that she would like these different ornaments. Some of them are quite small. Can take everything but the chickens. Okay. Ah, okay. Would you understand playing hide and seek? And then, I don't know why they're giving me chicken there, but she said about hide and seek as well. So I feel this is, I don't know if it was when you was younger with your friends. Yes, off the food. Yes. She said that it's off the food. It's definitely off the food. She's shown me how to peanuts. I don't know if you like peanuts, but she liked the nuts in the shell, especially at Christmas time. And she's talking about the walnuts, but they would be a bit hard for her to break sometimes. Hello everybody, nice to see you all. I know that she's also given me not gladiolines. Gladiolines I feel are here, but she's given me geraniums as well, Karen. If you understand the geraniums, they've got a bit of a funny sort of smell, but they're very beautiful flowers, she's saying. And I know that she would like to also watch the old shop where they had the two blokes and the man from only falls on horses would be the sun. Open all hours, she said. Open all hours. That's what it's called, love. That's what she's called, love. So I know that she would call people that she didn't really know but liked. She would call them love. Very lovely, friendly lady. I know she would like going to the markets, and she would buy her fruit at the market. She would like to have some apples. She's saying an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Some of these old sayings she's coming in with. Not sure if they are with you then, Karen. Okay. Does anybody else understand this lady that likes the markets, that likes to go shopping? I do see that there's also somebody that has a walking difficulty. I've got the chickens. Chickens are still quite relevant, but I feel somebody that likes to have chicken quite often. If I can't place them, I bring somebody else in, so it's not a problem, but nice to place this lady if I can. I know that she's a mum. I know she's also a grandmother. I might just place her for a minute if nobody can understand her. But I do feel some of this evidence was for you though, Karen, because you can understand some of it earlier. So I'll ask that lady to come back for a minute and find you a message for you, Karen, because I know that you could understand a lot of it, especially about the stomach. She's talking, the lady that's just popped back in again, I do feel that she's got a very strong energy with her. Okay, you can take a lot of this. Well, not all of it as well. I think maybe I'll have a split link here, part for UK and then part for Karen. So if the lady that I've just pulled back in is for Karen, and she's talking about a bracelet that she would have had, but also one of the expandable watches, and the time's very relevant for you, Karen, because she's saying about the time, and about resting a little bit more than you do. Stop and starting resting between doing bits around the house, because you do too much in one go, she's saying. And she's also talking about visiting the seaside, because she's taking me to the shells. So I know it's either seashells from the seashore, the song now from the childhood she's bringing back. But I know that she was very close to you when you was a little girl, because she's telling me so. So I know that she's also bringing in, unless it's for Kay, but she's bringing in, you hand on the bracelet, Karen, that's brilliant. I know the bracelet was very relevant because it's very special to her. Okay. I do feel that somebody, that I thought she would have had a bit of problem with her throat, because she's taking me to her throat, Karen. And you do too much, because she's saying that you do, so thank you for agreeing with her. Sorry, my lovely. She's talking about the knitting needles, but doing knitting, and she could talk away while she's knitting, because she's doing all this and she's knitting, and she's very fast knitting, because she's doing all the going over. She's a very clever lady doing all this. You're going to California somewhere. There we go. And the chickens, the leg issue, this is called okay, can understand. Relevant, your mum, yes. Sit with the chickens. A lot of the chickens. Oh, that's lovely. And had a pain in the ankle. And bracelet, watch, and highly relevant. Lovely. That's good stuff. I do feel I've got a split link for both of you. So I do feel. Would either of you understand the pain in the right hip? Getting the pain in the hip area, sort of near the groin area, but I know it's for the leg. I know it's for the hip. She's given me that also, so I know that this is very relevant. And somebody had their medicines changed. You can't take the knitting. I feel the knitting would be for Kay then, if you can't understand the knitting. I know the knitting, it could even be crochet, but I know this is with a metal in one hand, if not both. Okay. So, no pain in your right hip. Okay. Would you understand the pain in your hip that's all then, Karen? Because I know the pain's really relevant, and about resting, because you get like a warning pain, then you need to sit down. Okay, the hip pain is sore. Okay, now I don't feel that's for you. She's given me, I don't feel understand we would have a Dalton, it's called, she's saying a Dalton ornament that would be in a cabinet. Your mum knitted. I did feel it was for you then, Karen. Kay, so thank you, my darling. And you have been knitting too. And your neck, oh yes, your meds are all up, yes. Saying about the medication, she took me down to my meds, so I knew that was talking about your meds. So she's saying also about some sort of medicine review that is needed. I don't know about that sort of thing. That's for the doctors. So I know that's by the doctor. But she's saying that things will be settled, but you do need to speak up and say things what are not quite right for you. She's silent, telling me to tell you, and that's what you need to say to the doctor. I don't know me give doctors things because I'm not a medic, so I don't know anything about medical side. But they're saying just keep an eye on the tablets. If it's not working properly, then please go back to the doctor and just get that checked out. Okay. And she's given me oranges and lemons also for you, Karen, but wrapped up in paper. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to bring in now Kay's mum, because I know her mum's even stronger than this lady that I had before. Kay, your mum is a really formidable lady, and she sort of took me upright, a bit more upright now. So I know I have to sit on my back straight. I know that she would be, she was somebody that wouldn't take falls lightly. I know that she's also talking about shoes and having the shoes fitted, because I'm trying to get my feet into the shoes, but the shoes I'd be quite specific. I had to have some good make shoes because I needed my feet to be comfortable. Yes, now thank you for that, Karen. I do feel that was for you, darling. Lemons were good for my mum, and very formidable lady, very strong lady, Kay. I know she's very, very strong lady. You get a lot of your strength from her, she's telling me. She's saying that you have a lot of good ideas what to do, and you are starting to move forward with these ideas, she's telling me. We just had a gentleman that would also be like a captain, because I feel like I need to do this. I don't know if you understand, somebody that would be in the military, and I am getting the hat with a picked cap. I know that he's just popped in as well, because he's a very strong man, and I do feel as if he'd be Dad's mum or connected to the mum in some respects. Yes, feel comfortable for mum. It has to be, yes, the shoes are very relevant, she's telling me. She's doing my feet again, and I don't know if she would even get her feet measured, Kay, because she's talking about having the right size shoes so my toes don't get pinched. Okay, thank you, my darling. She's taking me to the window and outdoors. I do feel that she would also sit by the window and watch the world go by, just a little bit towards the end. She'd like to go to the shops, but she would walk to the shops. I feel she'd like to walk, but I feel she's a bit younger than she used to walk everywhere. Yes, her feet was measured. I did feel that, 'cause I could see the measuring things coming out, and then she would go around, look for the shoes off the shelves, and she would try a few different pairs on at a time. So she would get the shoes that are really well made shoes, a bit like Clark's something really good make. Would you understand the name of Clark? Clark, C-L-A-R-K. She just give me that name and she's writing it down. Okay. And I just looked into the radio, and she's also giving me like candlestick holders. Yes, to watch the world go by the wind, and walked everywhere until the last few years of her life. Yeah, I do feel she really loved to walk. She loved to say hello to people. She was quite easy to talk to people too. She talked to anybody and she would smile at everybody. Oh, Clark's Opticians. No, thank you. I knew Clark was very relevant because she spelled it out and I had to spell it out as well. So I know that this is very, very relevant. The man that's also given me now, because he's a very strong man, he's bringing a little bit of energy in as well. And I do really heard about a tash, because he's given me these little small tashes. But a very good looking gentleman, and very upright too. He's broad shouldered, quite tall. I don't think he's as tall as 6 feet, but I could be mistaken there. But I know he's a bit taller than 7'8", than 5'7". I get a bit confused here. So would you understand a little bit of confusion towards the end, Kay? Because I do feel that I got my words mixed up at the end. But I would always have my say, and I would always try and get the word out. If anybody needed any help, I would always be there for anybody. Okay, she's giving me a bottle of champagne, but I do feel it's a celebration. You understand, some sort of celebration that is this year. I feel it's something quite like a formidable number, a special birthday, or it's a wedding anniversary. I know it's a happy thing that she's bringing forward, Kay. My medication and weak and made her confused. I know that's what it is. I did feel, because 1 minute I was giving it really clearly, and the next minute I was going off off on a different direction. But I do know that she is very strong with what she wants to say to you now, because she wants to give you 3rd of October, 40th birthday. Yeah, party. She's saying about partying. Sorry, I become the lady again. She's saying about the party and having a good time for your son. She's saying she's very proud of him. He's just like his mum. He's very strong, and he knows what he wants to do with life. She's telling me to say to you, just to follow his heart like you do. He's a chip of the old block, she's saying. So I know that she really wants to give you a pat on the back as well. And I do know there's also some sort of a trip. Maybe you're about going on a trip recently, or you're booking or thinking about going away. But she's saying you do need to do this. You need to get away. You need to have some fun, girl. She's saying to you, Kate. So, and I'm going to give you that, my darling. And would you understand? I think this is a basket, or this is quite a big handbag, but I do feel that she put a lot of things in it. It'd be like Mary Poppins, bringing everything out of the bag and getting some more and bringing something else out. Because I know she's giving you this Mary Poppins bag, and I do feel it would have a zip on it. But I know that she's even one of you might even have one of these sort of bags as well. I just come back from a trip. Oh, there we go. And my son is on one right now. Oh, no, that's amazing. And starting on holiday, that is good. She's definitely around you. She's definitely with your son. Because between both of you, but you know that, you recognise her energy. You can understand the bag too. We don't understand watching Mary Poppins as a little girl, because she's bringing Mary Poppins back in again. And she's also giving me sore fingers, but I just feel there's a little bit of sore fingers. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what sore finger is, or something like that. But I don't know, she's giving me that sort of name, but I don't know what that would be. Sore finger or something like that. Some sort of, I think this is a cream or something, or cleaning thing. I don't really know what that is. But she's wanting me to give you that to you as well. So I must give you what she's given me. Okay, my darling, let's give her a gift, darling. Okay. Is a cricket. It's a cricket tour. Oh wow, lovely. Mary Poppins, yeah, very relevant. And some more fingers in the, fingers, sore fingers. I do feel these are sore fingers, and they would put like some sort of cream in it. Like now they have the deep heat, something like that, but it would be something else that would be made from different herbs and things. That's a sore finger. Oh, okay. Oh, it's the hand cleaning thing. Oh, lovely. No, that's what it is. Sore finger. That sounds like it. Oh, it's for engines. Oh, lovely. Hand cleansing stuff. Oh no, that's amazing. Because she's saying it's about keeping clean, keeping busy, and you're always on the go. She's telling me to say, well done. Just keep following your heart, and you're one amazing girl, man. I'm with you all the time, my darling. Thank you so much for working with me, both you and Karen. Thank you, my darlings. Let's bring somebody else in. Hiya, Sarah. Nice to see you here, my darling. Okay, right. I got a gentleman here now. This man's a bit of a joker. I do feel he's a bit mischievous, because I can't sit still. I keep wanting to move my body. But I know that this gentleman, I do, he's a bit of a joker, and he would play tricks on people. Thank you, Kay, for that amazing message, my darling. Thank you. I know that this gentleman would also like the nuts, but these would be nuts that are already out of the shell, like peanuts, almonds, okay. And it's also given me Brazil nuts, so I know that he would like all different sorts of nuts. I know there's also, will anybody understand like a weather, what they call it, is it a weather vane? One of these things you have on the wall, and you have all the dials coming down, and it shows you temperatures of outside and in. Because it's taking me to like I've got a small one over there. I don't even know where that came from, but I got a small like weather measuring thing on my wardrobe over there, on my chest of drawers. I do have somebody that's always on the phone. The phone's always on the go. They're telling me. I do feel that there's also there's talking all about that it's a mobile phone, like my mobile, but they're saying that it's somebody keeps ringing, and you're very busy person. You're very busy. Almost. Andrea, can you understand this as your dad? Oh, my darling, thank you, my darling. I know, do you understand the telephone or your mobile going wrong? Because I know the mobile just went off. I'm sure I put it onto onto flight mode, but never mind. I said, Spirit with you, they do these lovely tricks on us. I know that this gentleman would be very a bit of a mess around guy. It would tease you a little bit, even pull your ponytail when you're a little girl. It also would be very good at fixing a push bike or fixing toys that had broken. I know he could turn his hand to anything. Would you understand that, Andrea? I do feel quite drawn to you, Andrea, if you can understand this gentleman. If you can't, then can anybody else understand him just in case? Because there's a 15 seconds gap between. Okay. And that's a very smiley, happy gentleman. I know he would like music, and he's given me a bit like the rock bands. Hello Debbie Romero, nice to see you here, my darling. I know this gentleman would like music, but would you, Andrea, understand a band? You're having problems with your mobile, and that's Pamela. Okay, I've got two of you that can understand. And your mobile playing up to Andrea, so thank you. I did feel quite drawn to Andrea, but keep listening to, please, Pamela, because it could be with one or both of you, so I see which one she's for. I know that she's also talking about somebody would have broken their mobile or something with some sort of a screen. It could be a laptop screen or it could be a mobile screen, but thinking about either a phone dropped in water or it's about a screen of a mobile that would have been broken. Just while you're thinking of that one, I'm gonna keep on talking. They are giving me a cat in the spirit world, and I have just bitten my lip, so I feel somebody would also be biting their lip or have a bit of problem. Thank you. Away a big smile. Lovely, because he's a very smiley, happy gentleman. The country music, oh brilliant. I know that he would like music. I also feel there's somebody here, if it's not him, it's giving me a really sore big toe. It's really quite painful. So I don't know if somebody would have, and your family or this lovely gentleman, I do feel this is a dad. I think you did say it was dad, didn't you, Andrea? So I do feel this is definitely a dad that I've got. But I know his big toe would be quite swollen or quite sore. I don't know if somebody would have kicked something as well. I feel I would have kicked something by mistake. And your screen is broken. Okay. And you love cats, and you've got cats in spirit, Pamela. Okay, my darling. Would either of you understand? Are you, my darling? Nice to see you, my lovely. Are you ready? I know she's talking also, or he's talking. I don't know, got a lady coming in now, but I'm going to get away. She's talking also about. I don't know. Somebody would have gone to some sort of a see some. I don't know if this is a setting like for Emmerdale or Crossroads or somebody that would like Emmerdale and Crossroads, but I am seeing a a set of a stage. It could be even in a theatre, but I feel it's more outdoors, or it could be in a warehouse, because it's bigger than just in the theatre. There's no seats that I can see, but I can see the theatre, sort of the actual stage settings of a house. You do feel it is Dad, yeah, thank you, my darling. And I know that this gentleman, I know that he would like to dress smart when he went out somewhere special, and he would hold his lady's arm or hand and open the doors from a real gentleman, Andrea. And I know that he's also bringing forward a timepiece that would have been handed down to him. Would you understand a timepiece? A bit like a pocket watch. But it could also be a mantle clock that would also have been on the on the sideboard, because it's also showing me a clock on the mantelpiece, but also above that there would be there's a mirror that would have a decoration or a frame around it, and that's your cousin. Okay then, thank you, my darling. I think I've got a few people that they're talking about, so keep talking about your cousin too, maybe even. Oh, okay, my darling. It's giving me this problem. Very smart, very smartly dressed. Let the suit, the trousers, and the jacket match. He would try to have the colours close together. If they didn't match as a suit, it would always be very specially properly dressed, and he would shine his shoes, because he's doing his shining his shoes with one of these cloths, but also the brush. It's the old way of cleaning his shoes, you know, with the brush, because he's doing all this with me. Yes. The watch definitely is very important, the timepiece, and it would open up as well. And the one that would be like a timepiece for the pocket watch, it would open up until you can see the mechanism inside of it. But I know that it's talking also about the actual one that would be on the mantle at the back of that the mantle clock. There'd be like a wooden door that you could open, and you could see the mechanics of it to see if it's working. When it stopped one time, they had to check the mechanics of it inside, he's telling me. But I do feel it is it's giving me a problem lower down, so I don't think it's something to do with the prostate, or it's something to do with the lower part of the tummy, but it's giving me this also. But I do feel somebody here is having a similar problem with the tummy area. And it was hospital checks and appointments that they are talking about. But he's saying, just keep following what they're being told. Everything's going to be fine. Just keep, okay. Just keep doing the medication is also very relevant as well. But you have to have the medicine, but also the healing is very relevant. The healing is very relevant. I don't know if you're a healer, Andrea, but I do feel healing is that you are receiving also. But also you're receiving the healing. Also the essence of this man comes forward to you. Would you understand when you need some comfort, when you're feeling a little bit lonely or a bit down? It's given me I had this earlier when I was outside just now doing a bit of painting. It gave me like the aroma of like cigarettes or a cigar. But I do feel there would be, and oh gee, sorry darling, I did feel it was something like that, but we don't like to say these things. It's but they're just saying keep sending the healing to him, because it does help a lot, and it can really make a lot of difference. And there was so much that they are doing these days, but I know that they are around him a lot, bringing lots and lots of healing to you and to him. There's a lot of support there also for you. Would you buy any? I don't know why giving me this, but they're bringing me a little dog, like the Labrador dogs they have for the blind. You know, the blind dogs, the ones that because they're giving me this lovely little Labrador. Oh, lovely. So I know that there's talk about this dog, and I know this dog would also there's a dog that would sit by the gentleman here. So I know Andrew, this dog would also be very fat, very stage 4. You have to message me after, darling. I'll get you some healing onto him. I don't know why, but I'm also rubbing my leg. I feel somebody here has an arthritic condition and the leg pain is quite severe. Okay. And I know this gentleman is a real joke and a real laughing now. But it's also talking about a bike and a riding on a bike, and I know this is a little bit naughty, but it's saying about falling off the bike. No more than you can do for him. Oh, sorry, my honey. Sorry about that, darling. But we're still sending healing anyway, my lovely. They're saying about making the most of everything, and the photos of everything, bringing upliftment. They're also bringing forward an old school uniform, so I was having a bit of a laugh and a joke about the uncle and the brother sort of thing, to uplift him as a collie dog. Ah, collie dog. Would you understand watching Lassie? Because they're bringing me Lassie now for you. Ah, as your leg. Okay, Andrea. We're going to add some healing to you too, my darling. Okay. And he's bringing me, I don't know why he's giving me these, he's giving me jelly babies, but I thought that would be also relevant for earlier. How you Eva, nice to see you, my darling. I know they've also given me a neck ache, but I do, I can't really say that. I say it a nice way. I can. It's saying somebody around you is a pain, but they're saying the neck's also relevant. Pain. But I feel that's also when you get very tired, you start to feel a bit lethargic, and then you just feel tired. But it's you just need to rest a little bit more, and a holiday would be good, she's saying. They're saying, oh, she's saying, because a lady's coming too for you, but another man's saying about the holiday. And I don't know if it's just had a holiday or you're just booking a holiday, but they're bringing me in like a campsite holiday, a bit like Haven. It might not have been Haven, it could have been Pontins, but I thought this is also going back a little way. So I know talking about like a campsite holiday. It might have been you when you was also small, as memory of going to one of these sort of places, and you was in an outdoor swimming pool, not the indoors they have now, but an outdoor one. Okay, the jelly babies, yes, could give jelly babies for you, my darling. Thank you so much for working me, my darling. It's so much love for coming to you. It's bringing you a big, big bunch of roses, and they are red and white ones as well. I think red and white are relevant for something that you would understand. That's why they're giving me the red and white roses for you, Andrea. So, thank you very much for working with me, darling. Let's have another little sip of orange. Let's see if we get somebody in quickly because the time goes so quickly. Okay. Alright, I've got somebody that I feel I've got a grandmother coming. I have not had a grandmother in yet, not for a little bit anyway. Thank you, my darling. Somebody's, some question your buttons, yes. That's what I feel, something with some sort of like, yes, making your anxiety rise up a little bit. Thank you there, Debbie. Right, I know this lady that I've got, I know she's a formidable lady too. I know that she's also, I began some of that too, Pamela, because I know you can understand some of that last message. I know this lady that I've got, she's given me a sore thumb, but it's the knuckle on the side here which she's given me, and it's quite sore and quite it's sort of a bit on the stuck side, she's telling me, a bit stuck. But I know the person that this is for is also stuck. Thank you, my darling. Blessings to your dad too, my lovely. Thank you, my lovely. He has seen it and he can really be happy about you talking to you, my darling. Okay, this lady that I've got, I know that she's also was religious, and I can hear the church bells that would be nearby, so I know that she would also go to the church. Thank you, my darling. She's also talking about walking to the church, because the church would not be too far away, but she would be like part of the community. She would have friends that would be there. Thank you, my darling. It's really lovely to speak to you, your loved one. I do feel that there's somebody around this person that like to watch the sports, and I do feel this is like the Olympics, watching different sorts of sports. So and your mother broke her thumb. Okay, maybe it's still a bit with you there, then, my darling. I know the thumb's very, very relevant. Okay, thank you, my darling. But I know the hands are also relevant now, so I'm going to try and bring this other person in a bit closer, just to make sure that I've get somebody else that comes forward. I'll have another little sip. Thank you, Andrea, for understanding that, my darling. Sorry, my darlings. Right, let's have it coming closer. Okay. I've got this lady that I've got with me. I know that she's a mum and a grandmother. I know that she would also, she's bringing me going back quite a long way away, bringing me back one of these old Silver Cross prams. So I know that she would like the she would have the big old prams, a lot different than what we have now. I know that she would also be able to rock on the springs, but this would be a really high pram to what they are now. And I know that there's somebody that would sort of rock it with one leg and be watching the telly. So I know that somebody would like that multitasking with the children, but that's happening here as well. So they've got a little one in like a rocking sort of I do feel it's one of these like swings that rocks, you know, the old swings. I think you can get them on a battery. This could be going back to the 80s. It's got like okay, my arm's going like the swing, but I know this swing would be you could wind it up or you could turn it on and it would rock the little child that's inside of it. The little one would be probably between a year and 2 or 3 years old. They have like an age limit for these rocking things. Okay, but I know that this lady that I've got, I know that she would also wear a hat and a big coat going out. I do feel that there's also an overseas feeling for this lady too, that she would have travelled a lot. I do feel there's travelling. I do feel there's going on a plane for a special anniversary, something like a 25th wedding anniversary. But everybody can understand that, because I'm asking something that's really relevant to somebody that would understand it here. But I also know that there's also going to somewhere, oh, I don't know, it's ice skating and with that on the mountains, but they're giving me skiing. So I'm trying to oh, do a bit of indigestion. I do feel there's a bit of reflux problem here with this lovely lady. I do feel that she would have lots of medication, and she's actually rattling her tablet pot in my ears. So I know that she would also have lots of tablets similar to what I take. So she's talking about lots of medication and heartburn. And somebody would have peppermints. These peppermints, polos. Okay. Somebody here has children that watch. What do they call it? It's got like a it's the children's programs, but it's like the small bears, black and white bears. But I'm not sure what this is called. But it's one of the young children's programs. I don't actually know what my grandchildren watch, but and they've given me this program, and it's got the a bear family. So I know the bear. It's all about the bear family. Okay. And they're giving me now going back now to Hector's house. So it's similar sort of thing to that because it's a family of bears. Okay. I know that she's also showing me a tea set that would be also willow pattern. Okay, willow pattern plates, cups and saucers, and the small side plates. Okay. Right. They're giving me a pain in my right hip now. No, my left hip. It's a bit of confusion here with the left and the right. Someone doesn't know their left and the right. It's a bit like me sometimes. So I know that they're talking about somebody with a pain in their hip, and it's on the left side. The last one was on the right side, but this is on the left side. This is definitely somebody different. Okay. They've taken my attention to the name of Simon. So if anybody understands a Simon that's here on the earth plane. So I know Simon's very relevant. I don't know if it could be a friend, it could be a family member, but another person here is somebody here called Simon that they wanted to also bring forward, just to send that thought out to this gentleman. So I know there's somebody that likes to ride their bike to school. There's also a gentleman that's in the family that has a motorbike. So I know they're bringing me in a motorbike too. I don't know if it's a Yamaha. If it's a Yamaha motorbike or is it a Yamaha keyboard, but I'm seeing the keyboard and I'm seeing the bike, so I think it's a bit of a mixture of both. Somebody can play or have piano fingers. Can you understand this, Debbie? I can understand. I can understand all the evidence. Oh, brilliant, Debbie. I did know I had somebody else with me. So no, thank you, Debbie, for understanding all of this, because I know this lady that I've got, she's even rubbing her hands now, but I know the arthritis in her hands. She would rub her hands and she would sit by the fire. She would have the coal fire at one time, and then it would change the coal fire to an electric fire and having the board put in front. And I know having like a wall unit, not a wall unit, one of these one of these units you put inside and you have all the shelves on. So I know that this is I know that she's given me all these different ornaments that will be on the different layers. So I know that she's given me like, there'll also be some tall ornaments on the bottom, Debbie. So I know that she's giving me these ornaments. They'll be quite tall, probably about that sort of size, if not bigger. But I know these are not small ornaments, these are big ornaments that will be on the floor. They're like the old ones, like a couple. Okay, but they're showing me like a couple different ones. One would be like the dogs, like the white dogs with the like the dog ones. But they also show me a couple, and one would have like the hat on and the brolly and a little doggy at the feet. But I know this would be a couple that would be on the floor as an ornament, and they'll also got small flower arrangements that be in like a vase. They'd be like china. So I know that they're talking about these different ornaments that are relevant to this lady, because she wants to give you some proof, Debbie. Okay. We do understand that she would have had false teeth, because my teeth feel a bit funny. Okay, my darling. Or there's a tooth problem here. I think it's around this area here. Thank you, me darling. I know that she's also talking that when she was a bit older, she needed a bit looking after a little bit, and somebody would also wipe her face down when she had something to eat. They would look after her. She had care. Somebody looked after her. I know that they're talking about looking after her, and she's so grateful for the help that she had. Would you understand that she would have hurt her wrist at all, Debbie? Because I'm very drawn to my wrist. And she's saying about the wrist. I don't know if she would have fallen and saved herself by falling on her hands, but I know she's talking about this. And she's saying that she had it in a cast or something. Yes. I'm just reading this caption. Sorry, my darling. KFC. Okay, my darling. Thank you. Enjoy your KFC. Okay. Would you understand going out for a meal? Because now that I mentioned food, she's talking about that you've been out for a meal or planning to go for a meal as well. She did fall quite often, because I know she would always put her hands out to save herself. So I know that she would always do this, and she did hurt her wrist. So if she broke it, I feel she would at least have sprained it, because it would hurt for a while afterwards. So I know that this is right. I know you've been doing a lot of writing recently, Debbie, because she's making me do the writing. I know you do writing, you do philosophy writing. And she did love to eat too. So yeah, I know the food is very relevant. She's talking about she's talking about the Yorkshire pudding, making them the old way, crispy roast potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, the real everything. The Christmas dinner would be everything on the plate, but there were special occasions that would be put into different bowls. People would help themselves, like a big party of people coming. Rather than put it onto a plate, she would put it into bowls so they can help themselves. Because she's got like this big spoon now, and she's putting it onto the plates. So I know that she's talking about this. She put the sixpence into the actual Christmas cake, and she's given you a doll for Christmas. One of these dolls, you would remember a doll for Christmas. And it's one of these dolls. I don't know one that'll be around but from your childhood, but I know that she's talking about a doll that would walk. Hiya, Maddie, nice to see you, my darling. I see this doll was walking, so it's like it's got batteries in it. Yes. So I know this when I was a teenager, they had this doll that could walk, but I was too old for that, but I liked it. So they give me this sort of doll again, but I do feel this doll would be, if somebody here that's got this doll, or it's a childhood toy that you would have had, a special doll that you would have really favoured. Okay. She's given me a teddy bear. And I know that she's also given me a sore knee now, but I feel the sore knee is here, Debbie. I don't know if you'll understand the sore knee. It's just like a dull ache, but I know that there's a cartilage or something like that within the knee, but it's like an ache in the knee, and to rest it. Okay. And a gentleman that would be a bit taller than this lady that has a bad hip. And I feel that's on the right side again, so I feel that he would favour the left at the moment. He's got a bit of a side, he's doing a bit of a, not walking quite straight because he's wobbling a little bit. Okay, and your husband's got the knee. I had knee surgery. Oh, there we go. So I know the knee was very stiff, but it takes a bit of time, but that stiffness will go, she's saying. It's just a bit of getting over that first few weeks, and then he'd be running, not running, but he'd be doing fine. So he's a very strong gentleman, and she's so pleased that you've met him, because you are really close, very close. You're linked together very strong. They drew you both together because they know that they're saying this. Okay. I know the time's getting on a bit now. I just want to give you a gift, Debbie, from this lady before I have to stop, because I know that the time is getting on. It's about 10 minutes shorter than I should have done, but that's because I couldn't get on in time. I know that this gentleman is giving me, I know that he's given me, I don't know what that's called. He's going to give me an aroma, a special perfume aftershave that he was giving me, a bit like Old Spice, but it's not quite Old Spice. There's a different name for it, but it's very much like Old Spice. But I know this is quite a strong tangent smell to it, but it's nice. And it looks like, oh, now he's messing about again. Saying splash it all over, the old Old Spice, splash it all over, he's saying. So I know that your husband would be quite chucking it all over, putting lots of a nice scent for you, because it's got a nice, when it has this aftershave on, he's got his lovely scent that comes from him, because it changes when it comes onto the skin. He's saying, I wouldn't know this, but he's saying that the aroma changes to each man, because each man has their own persona and energy that comes off. We know about the energy, but he's saying about this aroma. It's such a lovely smell. One of your favourite ones. Saying this favourite one that you like him to wear. But it's giving you this big bunch of, giving me like pansies, but I think it's like a wedding bouquet. If you had a wedding bouquet like this, but giving me the wedding bouquet. I don't know if there's a wedding celebration coming up too, but I know they're giving me a wedding bouquet for you as well. And I know about being a bridesmaid also, so I'm trying to get everything in before I have to stop. I think I might have to stop, do I, Kelly? I know that something might be on now instead of me. So I need to wrap it up soon. Okay, my darling. Okay, they give me Lego, but would you understand a little boy around you that plays with Lego as well? Because they give me the Lego, but also for a little boy. Okay. Thank you, Mel. It's lovely to see everybody. Hey, Fiona. Nice to see you here, me darling. Right, okay. I know the gentleman's starting to come back now, starting to return, but he is also doing like this sort of, I don't know if he's military with his upbringing, but I know that he's also given me a salute to you, girl, because you deserve it. What you do and how you work and how you give the message to everybody, you're very different and you're very special, and we're all grateful for what you all do. All you mediums out there, we're very grateful to all that you do. Thank you very much for working with me. It's been lovely being on this lovely site. Thank you very much. Okay. Should I finish now, Kelly? Because we've had somebody on at 6 or not, I don't know.
7.
Oh, is it 7? Can I do another one, Kelly? Or have I got to stop? Bit cheeky, really. I know I didn't quite do the hour because the couldn't get on proper. Okay, I know somebody was also talking. This gentleman, I know somebody that's going to come in quickly. Because I've got a quick one that I need to just do a quick one, because I've got somebody that's very urgently that's coming in, and they're saying about doing something on the contract. I first of all, like with the laptop, somebody's always doing this on the computer, writing, and they have written books as well. So I know this is somebody that's written books. I got very drawn to Tracy. Is that Tracy? Tracy Hazel? Is it Tracy Hazel? I don't know. I think I've done this or not. But I've got this very strong man that's coming in, and I know that he's very strong. And I do feel he's a very clever gentleman. It's all up here. It's all up here. He's saying, but it's all writing things down. I don't know if I am with that, Tracy, but I know there's somebody that's here that's been doing lots of accreditations, moving up the ladder, because I know that they're very strong. They wanted to go up the ladder, and they wanted to help people. It's not really going up the ladder for money, but it's going up the ladder and doing what they want to do, because they really love the job. And I know that this person is very adamant about doing what needs to be done within the house. Okay, within the house. I know that there's also decorating to be done, but they want to do more of these rooms. Would you understand this at all? Oh, there you are. Oh, Tracy, you're under medit. Ah, there we go. I know there's writing here, Tracy, so I did very drawn to you. I saw your name going up. I've got Tracy. So I know you wanted Tracy. Okay. I know this gentleman, I do feel this gentleman is a family figure. I know this is a dad or it's an uncle, but I know it's family, and I know it's quite close. And it's given me a bad back at the lower part of my back. I know this will also be with you, or somebody very close to you having a bad back. I know this gentleman also would have been very clever. I don't know if he would have worked within a laptop, but I definitely see like an old typewriter. And he's doing this, the typewriter. So I know this is what the old way of doing the typewriting and writing. But I know this is something that would be relevant within your family, if not with you. And you're decorating, there we go. Okay, because he's also rubbing his hands now, so I know he would also feel the cold. He's quite a trim gentleman. I do feel that he would have lost a little bit of weight as well. Hello Wayne, nice to see you, my darling. I know that this gentleman would like cricket, watching cricket or playing cricket. I know there's playing here in the garden. Granddad, there we go, Granddad. We've not done this on Dad's side. I know Dad's very relevant with Dad. Dad, you mentioned in your Dad, I don't know if Dad's around and needs healing or needs some help. But I know it's about Dad as well, so the thoughts going out to his son. But I know this is gentleman. It could even be a younger person also, because it's going out to a younger gentleman that's connected to you, Tracy. Okay. I know this gentleman is also liking riding on the bike, but I know the bike will be going back as well. But I know there's somebody that rides the bike or into fitness. I know there's also going to the gym. That's probably me. Moving on the phone. Yeah, I know, because the phone was very relevant just now. I don't let me get my phone out when I'm working, but I know I had to go onto the phone, and it was to do for you, Tracy. So they're giving me, drawing me to a pencil case full of my pencils that I use my drawing. It's something that's very artistic around in your family, unless you are a secret drawer, a secret artist. But I know that there's also colouring in. You know, you do it on your phone. You've got them colouring in programs that you can colour in the flowers, the pictures that's on the phones. Because somebody will be doing a colouring and playing a game on the phone, but it's the same game that they're playing on the phone. So I know that it's playing on a game, and also like an Xbox. It's more like an Xbox, but it's a more up to date one. And your husband's with the bike and the fitness. I really feel them wanting to do all this and riding the bike and doing the old treadmills, all this sort of thing. So I know there's a lot of running here, and fitness is very relevant. And keeping fit and keeping your body moving, keeping yourself fit is very what you really want to do. Now you can't draw. Okay, my darling. Would you understand it with the creative thing? 'Cause I know that there's something that would be put away into some sort of a holder. I don't know if you're really good with crafts, making things, but I know that there's somebody around you, if not you, that has a very clever way of making things. I do feel they're like I do, it's very pretty, but I don't know, somebody that would make things and they could sell these things. Your son has the Xbox, so that's good. I did feel there was a young one playing it, because my arm's down here, so I know it's not an adult. Okay. Okie dokies. I know that this gentleman is a very formidable gentleman, very strong in his character, but I know he had a persona that looked quite strong, but he was much softer than his persona would actually give, if you know what I mean, as well. So I know that this gentleman would also be a very formidable man, and he would have stuck to his guns on things. He wouldn't have gone sideways. You do a lot of spirit writing. So now they're talking about the spirit work is very important to you. And this is why he's come in, because he's saying, you go for it, girl. You go for it, because you are doing so much good. The meditations that you do, they really mean something, and they really help the people that you give the meditations to. And the drawing, oh, you're drawing some flowers. There you are drawing them, my darling. There we go. He knows. I've got no idea, but he knows. So it's brilliant, my darling. Thank you, sweetheart. He is giving you, you understand, these like sherbet dips. I know when I was a youngster, there was in these little cones and the licorice coming out of it. It's giving me sherbet and also space dust. So I know the thing that makes the pop in your mouth, because she's giving me this as well. Or he is, I mean not she, he is. And something's what I popped in too. But they're talking about this laughter and fun and having a good time, and even the bubble gum. No, that's a bit naughty. But they're saying about bubble gum, I stick it under the desk table within the school. You would chew the chewing gum and you would stick it to the desk table, under the desk table. But I don't know if that was you or not, but they're giving me this sort of thing, this sort of behaviour in the school. But it could even be now, but I know they're talking about the chewing gum for some reason or other. Oh, okay. One more thing about the chewing gum being stuck to somebody's shoe, because I was talking about it being stuck to somebody's shoe. Okay. Would you want to stand by in some new shoes as well? Okay, thank you, my darling. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But sometimes you've got a youngster or a grandchild, because I've got my hand open and I'm waiting for a little one to hold my hand, but I don't know if this is a pet or a child, but I do feel it could even be both. But I know there's a little one that's close to you, so I know they're talking about this little one. And I know there's also a dog in spirit that's also coming in, because I'm stroking its hair. And it's quite a small dog. It's not a big dog. It's a small dog, unless it's laying down. Could be laying down, couldn't it? But I can just feel its head, and it is quite a big dog actually. It's not a big dog, but it's about the size of a spaniel, sort of size. So if you understand the dog, that's also coming as well. Okay. Just bought some new shoes. I thought you had. And they said you bought some new shoes, so that's good. I do for the sales, very relevant, the sales. Go to the sales, girl. Get what you can now in the sales, because they're brilliant sales. I want to do that myself. Okay, I've got to behave myself. Okay. And they bring me in achy fingers again. I know, there we go, the grandson too. I know there's a little one here that they're talking about, and you're holding your hands open, and they're doing this as well, sort of thing, like they would wave to people, and he was out walking out, or little people were looking at you, and the little one, because they're doing this, and the little one's doing this as well. So I thought he would wave to people. Okay, and people were like, oh, go and go away with him, like they do with my ones. Okay, right, one more thing, my darling. I know I've got to stop soon, haven't I? Okay, my lovely. They're just talking about there's something new that you want to do. This is also what they've come in. Something you also know that you want to do, that you're humming and hawing about doing, Tracy. So I don't know if you'll understand this, Tracy, but they're saying to follow that direction. And you know what they're talking about. That it's something very similar to what you're doing, but I do feel it's more within the teaching, guiding, helping to understand the energies, the sensations and the feeling the spirit will come forward. Something to do with this subtle connection between the two, but also through the meditation. So I don't know if there's something deeper, or if it's something like to do with the teaching, but they're saying to follow your heart. And I said, you know what they're talking about. So I'm hoping that you'll understand this, my darling. And they're giving me, I don't know if you just got a new device, a new phone or something, but they're saying that something's not quite about it, not sure how to quite use it. I don't know if this is with you or somebody within your room, but I know they're talking about a new device and how to work it. So I know that they're talking about this. And you've got 2 dogs in spirit. Oh, I love that. I do love animals. Okay. I know the dog's still here, and one of them would bark, and one of them would just be very quiet. They wouldn't both bark, but one would set the other one off because they're telling me so. And even the next door neighbour's dog would also bark. You understand this? Some of your other spirit are around you all the time. They're around you all the time. They're bringing you lots of thought patterns and things from different people that are coming in. Can be a little bit muddled at times, but you can understand which one's coming on from where and where to place it in order, because they're saying that you can understand all of this. I've got a dog that goes round and round in circles chasing its tail. I've got to bring the animal in. Now the animal has been registered. They're here very strongly, and I'm getting very cold on my legs. We're going round in circles, chasing its tail. I can feel it going round and round in circles. But then it didn't stop. It will look at you like, biscuit, 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 mum, biscuit, biscuit. It wants a biscuit. I don't want a biscuit. Okay. I know there's also itching, but I know it would look. It was itching. I don't understand. He would have had a sore ear, because I'm itching my ear. So I feel he would have had a sore ear when I'm saying that it must be a boy dog, but they're saying about itching his ear. So I know that he's here, and he's saying, "Thank you, mummy, for looking after me." And he would paw at you because he's doing this. He'd paw on your leg because he's doing this, pulling on your leg. Okay. And he loves you very much, and he would lick you here because he's licking. He's very much like a sensory dog. He would know when you wasn't quite yourself, and he would know, and he would come to you, and he would put his head on your lap, and he would just sort of look at you and give you a bit of fuss, because you needed that support quite often, and like we all do, and he would want to play. I mean, he would for a walk with him. Somebody would throw the ball, and he would run after it sometimes, but not all the time, because he was someone to look at it and just, no, I don't fancy, I don't get it now. I just walk. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to answer that ball now. So I know that he would also be not always playful. to go and get the ball, but he would also bring it back on occasion. He would bring it back. Okay. It gave me a bit of an indigestion problem with the dog too. I know we had a bit of a problem with his tummy as well. So, okay, my lovely. He's also saying about something wrong with his paw. Yeah, they are sweet little dogs. Yeah, they are lovely little. It's a really lovely dog. Really well behaved. I do feel one would be a bit more mischievous than the other, but I know that it's also given me a sore paw, and I feel it would be the two paw fingers at the end of one of the paws. It might be, I think it's the front paw, but I know there's a little bit of sore fingers, sore paw bits like toes on one of the dog's paws, because I know they're giving me that, and it's been like aches and pains in it, and putting his paw down it hurt because he's saying so, and it's giving me all that pain. Bless him. So bless him. And I know that you also have the energy of a healer, and I don't know if you've been looking at healing, but also healing for animals. You're saying about animals and healing animals, my darling. So I know that you have that infinity with animals, particularly with dogs, but I really have a strong infinity with animals. So I know that they really want to give you that love, that support, and that strength. Yeah, I know you had a sore paw because they're really giving me that really strongly, and you could like hold it up in the air like this. Bless him, little darling. Okay, he's still sitting here, but he's very patient. And wherever you went, the dog would also follow because he's telling me so. So I know that they want to bring you that little dog, my darling. Okay, I know we had a bit of problem with his back at the year, because he's giving me a bit of a back problem now, but that was when he was a little bit older. But I know the back legs or the back is relevant. I'm not telling me why, but he doesn't need to. He's not going to go that way. He's not going to go there. He's saying no. And it would shake. But he got wet. It would shake all over because he's shaking all over. But he's just saying how much of these different memories always bring to you, because you do think of him quite often. You think of them both quite often. So thank you very much for working with me. Hiya, Mark. Nice to see you here, my darling. Just a complete Reiki, yeah, Reiki 1 and 2, and we love to heal animals, yeah, and the communication with them, definitely. We can do it the same as we can with the people. They just bring us probably what they just show us like they did just now. I know they're taking the lovely little dog here. I know the mouse is popping in too because he's saying thank you, darling. I love you very much, my lovely. And he's also bringing in, I don't know if he would, they're bringing in, I don't know if they're going on a holiday recently or just be back from holiday, but they're giving me, I don't know why they're giving me this, but they're giving me like a wash bag all packed together, everything going to the wash bag. But I don't really know what that's about, but it's putting everything into the wash bag. And I don't know if is it like a short weekend or something, like a little small break away. Okay, a little bit a breakaway. And I feel that it would have had an arthritic fingers. The finger and the thumb, these two are giving me a little bit of pain, but I know this is with this gentleman. So I know that they're giving me this with this gentleman, my darling. So I know that he's around and saying, I am here. He's waving goodbye to you. So I know that he's, and I know that he wanted to pop in, but the dogs are with him. He has the dogs. The dogs are fine. That he's being looked after. They're being really spoiled, actually. Okay, because they love animals too. Okay. So, and would you understand having one of these dogs' collars still left here? There's still something that the dogs would have had that you held on to. I thought there's a little keepsake that you've kept, Tracy, that would belong to this little dog here that's with me. I know that they're giving me this, my darling. Okay. Right. I am down till 6, so I think I better close it down there, like Ellie. We've got somebody else on at 7. I will have to stop there, I'm afraid. Thank you very much for working with me there, Tracy. I've loved bringing your loved ones forward and your dogs. It's been really lovely. Thank you, my darling. Fantastic to know that they are being looked after. Yes, they are really being spoiled. They're being walked, and they're really enjoying being over there. They are perfectly fine. They're running around. There's no ailments with them anymore. I don't think one of them would have an ailment, especially with the paws and the ankles, because I know there's a problem here that they're showing me, but it's gone now. And you have their ashes in a beautiful box. Yeah, definitely, because they are perfect now. They really are perfect now. So know that they are being looked after, and he's saying, yeah, I've got them. They are really, really good. I mean, they're better behaved than they thought they was. They are better behaved than they thought he was. He's saying, he's laughing, but he loves you very much. Thank you very much, my darling. You take care of yourselves, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you again. Please have a good weekend that's coming, and thank you, Kelly, for having me. And I will close this down because I know somebody else is going to come on in about half an hour's time. So I'll say goodbye to you all, and I'll shut this down. Thank you, everybody. Please take care of yourselves. Goodbye. Goodbye.